Welcome to 10th Year Seniors. This is week 8, and we're back again with our NFL podcast. And the biggest storyline of this week, it's kind of unavoidable, was the super high scoring that we had. I mean, we had two teams score over 50 points, another score over 40. Everybody was just chucking up touchdowns left, right, and center. And I guess we'll start there. Week 1, we got two teams, like I said, scoring. Week 8, two teams scoring 50 points. We got the Pats. And who was the other one? I'm forgetting this. And the Steelers.
And
Buffalo put up 43.
Buffalo had 43. And so, even KC had...
You cannot stop Kyle Orton.
KC had 34, and even Houston had 30 with a career backup quarterback. Slinging that thing.
All right, so I guess we'll start there. Was this the best fantasy football week ever?
If you've lost, no.
I'm still undecided. It all depends on Jordy Nelson.
Ooh.
So, yeah.
That's not bad to have.
Yeah, that's
but
a good
the
bet.
way things are looking, every wide receiver this week seems to be averaging around 25 points. So
hopefully Jordy gets it done. But the amount of scoring that's been happening this week, it's like the NFL knows that the NBA is coming for them. They're coming for their corner. They're coming for those ratings. Like, what do you think is the impetus for, just the amount of scoring that's happened this week? Are the defenses just getting worse?
I think
it's kind of the byproduct of, well, this is what the NFL wanted when they changed up a lot of the rules to free up the passing game and to kind of handcuff the defense a little bit. They wanted this wide open scoring. They wanted more entertainment. They wanted to, like you talked about, boost ratings, and it's starting to pay off. I think the defense has gotten the idea that they can't make the same hits, do the things that they are used to doing, and the offense is pretty much having their way.
Let's always remember, it always takes longer for the offense to start clicking than the defense.
Yeah, you think these guys just fell into rhythms, basically?
I think that they're finally figuring out who to go to. Like, the quarterbacks are now finding, like, okay, this is my number one receiver now, not the guy who is getting paid the most money, but
right.
is like,
you see that with somebody like Sammy Watkins, who I don't think is from this planet. Like
Sammy Watkins was always a beast and will continue to be a beast.
he was a beast, but and then I guess Kyle Orton came through and stabilized that position. And Sammy Watkins had a
Kyle Orton stabilized the position. Wow.
Dude, because Manuel was just a mess.
No, you're right.
Manuel could not get him the ball, and
they
Kyle Orton
needed that game
stabilized the
manager
position and got him the ball. And Sammy Watkins is going bananas.
Well, and think of this: Buffalo lost Fred Jackson and C.J. Spiller and put up 43 points.
What world did I wake up in this?
I know.
The Dolphins lost no Sean Marino and put up 10.
These guys doing these things aren't really spectacular quarterbacks. I mean, Brian Hoyer is what he is, but then you have Alex Smith and Ryan Fitzpatrick just going to town, and Kyle Orton, it's ridiculous.
It is what it is. I think too is a lot of the thing is now people are seeing what defenses. I mean, you have more film now on these teams. They could dissect it more. I'm not surprised.
Shouldn't that work both ways, though? You have more film.
I feel like there's only so much things a defense can do. Like, you could line up here or you could line up here.
Right.
Offense, you could do pretty much anything.
And that's why I benched my defense this week. I am scared that they're going to give up 87 points.
It's possible the way this week is going. But let's talk about, we talked about the high scorers. The Patriots were the high scorers for this week. Well, both them and the Steelers had 51. And should this be a sign to the American media that you should never write negative stories about the Patriots again? Because since everybody was talking about the downfall of the Belichick-Brady era, they have just ripped into everybody.
The dynasty was over.
Yeah, they've probably been the best team.
Though. They love that.
They've probably been the best team in football for the last
But you know what?
Never doubt Tom Brady.
Funniest thing is, everyone's showing Tom Brady trying to high five someone. They're ignoring him, and then all of a sudden now it's everyone's yeah, high fives everywhere for everyone.
That's what happens when you put up 51 points.
And they're just balling.
Everyone should play the Bears defense. The Bears defense is awful. They have everyone injured.
What do you think Brandon Marshall said today?
Bears defense next week. Brandon Marshall probably punched Jay Cutler in the face 5 times.
That's pretty accurate.
At minimum.
That's exactly what happened.
Well, you think that defense injuries is the biggest problem? You don't think any blame lies with Jay Cutler and his inability to get it done? I mean, you can't match 50 points.
Yeah, I was about to say
you need to do a little better than that.
This week is one week where I think Jay Cutler kind of gets a pass because when the defense gives up 50 points, nobody remembers.
And you're playing from behind
did.
all the time,
yeah.
Consistently.
Jay Cutler's such an easy target.
To even go back to that Charger Broncos game, Peyton Manning and Phillip Rivers had I think 5 consecutive drives where they got no points. So for Jay Cutler, yeah, the offense didn't score early on in the game, but once they got it going, they were able to move the ball against the Patriots defense. But with their defense not being able to stop the Patriot offense at all, and my guy Tim Wright getting his, one of his early touchdowns. Thank you, Tim Wright. I think the Patriots offense looked like the 2007 version of the Patriots.
It could be scary.
Also, maybe I think too. Brady, he's probably settling into his comfort zone. I mean, Gronkowski, he's coming back from injury.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny how the narrative changed completely though, because like I said, after week 2 and after week 3, everyone was saying, that's the end of the Patriots being able to plug any guy in there. We're not going to see that era of Patriot football anymore. And now, just a couple of weeks later, they are still plugging in. Who was
Jonas Gray?
Who was the starting running back today? I have no idea who that guy was.
Jonas.
Brandon LaFell is like a career number 4 receiver.
I feel like
I thought the running back was Gray. The last name was Gray.
Yeah,
that's
Gray.
him.
Yeah,
He's
he's I think he's an undrafted free agent that they had on the practice squad and just pulled him up.
And absolutely owned it today. He ran for 86 yards.
He is
Amazing.
our errors. Our Hillman this year. We have so many Hillmans.
I'm looking at his page on ESPN. They don't even have a college he went to.
Wow.
No, he was.
Wow.
I think he was undrafted and he was on the practice squad, and then he got called up when everybody.
He used to play with the pros with now.
Played in the CAFL last year.
Yes. But we got to remember one thing about the Patriots. Who beat them week 1?
Dolphins.
Oh, yeah.
And you know what we should
This
never
is all
forget?
making that a
Quality
more quality
win.
win.
Quality
Quality
wins.
win. As great as the Patriots are playing, they're 1 game up. Hey, good job, Patriots. 1 game. You have one bad week and then you're second in the division.
Just
Maybe
wait till we
third.
play him again.
Can't wait.
They're
That's
gonna
true.
beat the crap out of you guys.
We'll see.
So
We'll
the
see.
Steelers also put up 51 points. And to continue with my theme that we won't know anything until week 10, do we have any idea what the Steelers team is? I don't know what their identity
No.
is.
They're the Gotham
It
Rogues.
fluctuates from week to week, but
I may not be
they're on top this week, 51 points. Big Ben with a career
against the
day.
Colts, a quality team.
Yeah.
I know nothing, Jon Snow. I don't know
Yeah,
what's
like
going
it's
on.
not even. The Colts is supposed to be like a borderline Super Bowl contender.
Yeah, a lot of people have
Right?
them contending
They
for
just
the
get
AFC.
whooped.
But
the
I
AFC
I
East.
remember
AFC.
I have to go back to the tape when I said Pittsburgh was going to make the playoffs, and I got yelled by everybody here.
Yeah,
That's true.
that was me.
Yeah, we all did.
You know the Colts' problem in their offense. Let's just all ignore John and him being right. The problem with the Colts' offense, I think, not enough T.Y. Hilton. He only had 7 catches for 100.
But you don't notice
yards
when-
and a touchdown. They need to target T.Y. Hilton probably 30 times
Andrew
a game.
Luck threw 2 picks.
What they need to do is they need to with Ty.
awful.
They need to hit Ty in the slot, and that's his game. His game isn't really the deep game. His game is getting those 5-yard catches and making
The
them
game
into
should be
15,
run
20
every
yards.
play to T.Y. Hilton.
What they need to do-
6 for 155 though. I mean, he was getting it done.
Yeah, so they probably should target him.
What they
double.
need to do is
Yeah.
go
Be
back
more
in time
successful.
and not
Who's
make that
Dante
trade
Moore?
for Trent Richardson. That would probably be a good place to start. Just not make the Trent Richardson trade. Go after a better running back.
They should just send him home. Just be like, oh, we're good with
We're good.
Bradshaw. You can just stay home. It's cool.
But 2-yard Trent has been not
Not
that
doing.
bad. Nah,
Is he 3-yard Trent now?
yeah, he is.
He ain't no Daniel Thomas.
He is 5.8 yard Trent.
A lot of people aren't Daniel Thomas.
Yeah.
Ask Jim Brown.
Nobody else is Daniel Thomas.
That's right.
Daniel Thomas doesn't even want
Accurate now.
Daniel
No,
Thomas
stop it
doesn't
right there.
even wanna be
You're
Daniel
good.
Thomas.
You're good. Shut it
The
down.
problem with 2-yard Trent is when you're down by when they put up 50 on you, you can't run. So it don't even matter. They're like, you know what? You do that.
I played with the Colts in Madden yesterday and lost mightily, so maybe it was my fault they lost.
It's 100% your fault.
Yeah,
How many times?
Remember when we
how
used
many
to have that
times
as a
did you
rule
target
now?
Ty?
Yeah. All the time.
Okay,
All the time.
so then they
Ty and that Allen guy, I tried throwing to
Dwayne Allen?
Dwayne Allen?
Stupid Kevin beat me. Stupid Buccaneers.
So the Steelers, probably the toughest division in football, the AFC North. Like we were talking about earlier, the team in 4th place, the Browns, they're 4-3. I mean, that's a record that'll have you atop a lot of other divisions. Is the AFC North the toughest division in football?
no
No.
NFC West.
AFC East.
AFC East.
AFC East is the toughest division of football.
What makes the AFC East the toughest division in football?
The Dolphins are in the AFC East, so
Let's put it this way. Look at this.
We have an
The
awesome
Patriots are
4-2
6-2. Buffalo's 5-3, and we're 4-3. You could just ignore the Jets because
I was just about to say.
we don't need.
I feel like
but,
you just ignored Niall's full point of everyone in that
no,
division.
right.
but I mean, those are quality records right there. And the thing is,
Except for the fact that everyone is in the AFC North has records like that.
No,
and you don't have
no.
to rule anyone out.
No, you know what I believe?
I bet
though?
you that the AFC East beat better quality teams than the North.
I think the problem with the AFC the AFC North is that you don't know what Cincinnati is.
I think Cincinnati is the one team that you probably have the best handle on in that division. I mean, I feel more confident in them than I do in the Steelers or than I do in the Ravens, and especially the Browns.
I actually feel pretty confident in the Ravens.
I think I have more confidence in the Ravens and the Bengals. Like, I don't know, but I feel Cincinnati would be the team twice, to lose like a big game in the playoffs.
Yeah, but I don't. You know why I don't really trust Cincinnati? And stat guys gonna love this. The point differential is -3. That's insane, and they're in top of the division with a point differential of -3.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I like they feel like they win, but they feel like not a good team.
You look at it like that. I look at it as they're a team of destiny. Those are team of destiny wins. You win games that you're not supposed to win.
They're
it happens all the time.
That sounds like what the Dolphins are gonna do next week.
Team of destiny.
Team of destiny.
Well, look at the NFC West. I mean, Arizona 6-1, San Francisco. Like those are better.
Arizona.
I think they're better teams.
Just casually bringing that up.
I was just about to say
they are better teams than the AFC North.
Speaking of team of destiny, awesome segue into Tage's Arizona Cardinals, the team that is making the most noise in the NFL
mute
right
us.
now.
Just mute us and let Tage freestyle.
The most noise in the NFL right now.
Go.
Tage, how happy are you right now?
I feel like I stayed at a
Like-
Holiday Inn Express last night.
on
Nailed that joke.
the decibel scale, right?
So vindicated.
It's like the different levels. Right now, the noise they're making is like a shotgun blast. Like when you're shooting a shotgun. That's the noise they're making. It's that loud.
I think this game today is like a plane taking off.
Actually, a shotgun is louder than that.
Well, I don't know. I live by the airport. I don't hear shotguns at airports. Those things are loud, bro.
But they are making.
Tage lives out west. John lives out
just let him
east.
have the airport. You couldn't just let him have the planes taking off reference.
Let me be great.
But
John
they are
started
making
that
noise.
off with a
Yeah,
funky
but-
drop back just now.
So the Cardinals at what's it called, John? Shotgun blast level.
Yeah,
They're
shotgun,
at-
12 gauge shotgun
They're
blast
at the
level.
shotgun 12 gauge shotgun.
What's
blast
above
level
12
on the
gauge?
decibel
6-1, undefeated at home, 3-game winning streak, point differential of +25. I'm
Anything
killing
above
Stack Guy
that
right now.
is
Yeah.
death of hearing tissue. So
What do they have to do to take it to death of hearing tissue?
I think if they make the Super Bowl, death
Yeah.
of hearing tissue.
No.
No. I think
to
if-
make that kind of noise Tage is talking about, I think death of hearing tissue. Why
They
are you
gotta,
saying this?
I think they have to beat.
Because it sounds
San
so
Francisco-
badass.
They beat San
beat San
Francisco
Francisco
and
already.
Seattle. No, but if they beat San Francisco and Seattle moving forward,
I think if they beat one of them again, like either one of them,
then
then
it's
like
all the noise.
it's on and popping.
it's
Just
on.
because they already beat San Francisco earlier this season.
Okay.
So
But is taking out the Seahawks now is going to be as valued as it would
No,
have been.
Seahawks
earlier
are
in the
not
year.
at a 4-3 record. No,
So now taking out Dallas. So if they took out Dallas,
I mean with Seahawks in the division, they have to beat them. Well, Seahawks have to beat them actually now because
and now they're 2 games up. And Tage, you need to get like yourself a Cardinals jersey.
yeah,
I know. I'm almost there.
I could get one. My sister lives in Arizona.
Hey,
I knew that was coming. I can't believe you didn't mention the Fiesta Bowl. That's amazing. You used to talk about Arizona and no
Yeah.
Fiesta Bowl.
It
John must be over.
And like we talked about, beating Seattle, will it be as big of a deal as it would have been before? Like Seattle's falling apart. 4-3 record. They just barely scraped by a bad Panthers team today. I mean, they had 1 touchdown, 13-9 win over the Panthers. And so what do we expect from Seattle moving forward? I mean, everybody thought they were almost a shoe-in to get back to where they were last year.
I expect Pete Carroll to go back to college.
I feel like Seattle's going to
Miami.
be 7-3 and we're going to forget all about
I
this.
feel like they are gonna right the ship at some point. They're gonna make adjustments, and like I feel the same way. Like I don't.
Hey, we have a friend who always says you got to know your boys, and I feel that with Marshawn Lynch, they know what he is. They know the kind of crazy that level that he has, and with Percy Harvin, apparently Russell Wilson fought for him to stay on the team, but management wanted to trade Percy Harvin. They feel that he was disrupting the locker room. Like, Bill Simmons has this thing. You could always have one crazy guy.
Not
you can't
two.
have 2 crazy guys because
I have
then
a
they
crazy
get to
click.
It's a crazy click, and they get to talk to each other, and then they get to egg each other on all the time. So
Yeah.
having both of them in the locker room maybe was, bad for the
But
Seahawks
I think
overall.
because Marshawn Lynch is so important to that team, and Marshawn Lynch is so volatile, him being unhappy is going to make it very difficult for them to right the ship, like y'all said. He has already stated that this is probably it. Like, the clock is ticking on his time here in Seattle. He's saying he's not going to be there next year. So
Come to Miami.
when you have that in the background,
we have Daniel Thomas.
when you have that in the background, how is this team supposed to, form that chemistry and be able to go off on a streak where they get back to
Super Bowl level.
Fortunately for them, though, he plays the most expendable position in sports,
And really,
bar none.
is this new for Marshawn Lynch, or has
I was
he
gonna
always
say,
been
is
like
he
this?
happy? Like, has he
No, but
ever been happy?
I think he's always been this guy, but now they're the Super Bowl champs, and he's getting this kind of attention. And they traded Percy Harvin, which is even focusing the attention on this even more. But
he was really upset about that.
and what was his tweet? I think one of you
He
had
tweeted
posted it.
they got my nigga.
Yes, I just wanted to make you guys say it. I knew what he said. Thanks, guys.
Wow.
But like part of just the last point I want to make on this is that Seattle management wanted Russell Wilson to take less endorsements because they didn't want him to
That was
become
so
too
ridiculous.
They
good.
pay him $700,000. Like,
You got to get them checks.
That was
Tavares
so
Jackson
ridiculous.
makes more money than him. Tavares Jackson.
Coin toss Jackson.
Yes.
You won.
Tavares, go get
Oh,
the
I
coin
forgot.
flip.
Yes.
coin
MVP
flip
that
guy.
game.
Madden 99 coin toss.
You won the Super Bowl in your second season, and you're not supposed to take endorsement deals. There are players
For
in the Hall of
benefit of the team. Yeah,
there are
that's
players
what
in the
they're
Hall of Fame that will never get that haven't gotten to that spot. There are players that are gonna make the Hall of Fame that are never gonna win Super
That's
Bowls.
the same thing
You
I
take
felt-
advantage of that. So Seattle may be on the way out if this trend continues, but teams that are already out, or to add to the list of teams that we're done with, we started that last week. We got a few more to add to it. The Bears, after three terrible losses in a row,
Awful
this
losses.
time being blown out by almost 30 points. The Bears are on our list.
But they
We're
were
done with
quality
them.
losses. Let's be
They,
honest.
You know what?
They were going to
Ups-
lose this game, but it's the way they lost.
It's the way they lost.
Yeah,
it.
you
You're
know what
right.
upsets me though? The Dolphins go and beat the Bears, and we're all like gung ho. Yeah, we beat the. Then the Patriots come and just like
Smash them.
like destroy them 10 times worse.
Hey, they played in New England or in Chicago?
I don't know.
New England, right?
I mean, that was
we went on the road and
Hey,
beat them.
that's
Yeah, but
that's,
the Patriots
that's
did
plus
nothing.
30 points being at home.
Easy. Come on. And then the Bucks losing to Minnesota in overtime with a fumble. I hope that happens to Kevin this week when he plays Madden.
Yeah, the Bucks are definitely we're done with them.
But that
I mean,
NFC South is
I know we
weak.
talked about how bad the NFC South is, and everyone keeps losing, so everyone's staying in it. I mean, they all lost again this week. The Falcons, they lost too. But
The
I think
Saints
we can
play tonight, right?
Yeah, the Saints play the Packers tonight. They're gonna lose as well.
I hope that game is like 60-62.
It probably will.
I think the Falcons are on alert.
I think we had them on last week,
Yeah,
didn't we?
I
I
think
think,
we were
yeah,
done
I
with
think we
them.
were already done with them.
Well, we're super done with them.
Yeah.
We're done with them. I'm done hearing about the Dallas Cowboys.
That team we shall not name is done too.
The
Oh, the team from DC.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know why?
yeah.
Cursed. They're cursed.
That's true.
They need to change that name.
The Panthers, I think we can go ahead and be done with them. I mean, 9
Goodbye,
points.
Cam.
They're leading the division.
They put up 9 points in 2 weeks. I just want to be done completely with the entire NFC.
Yes,
South.
I don't want to talk about any of those.
They're
teams.
leading the division at 3-4-1.
Let's just be done with the NFC South.
Yeah.
Let's-
Whoever wins
just
that
act like
should
they
not
don't
go to the
exist.
playoffs.
They
They
should-
should.
Yeah.
They should give it up.
Forfeit. Give it
Watch
up.
that team mess around and make the Super Bowl. Go on a ridiculous run.
And then
know
we're
it.
all gonna have to say,
I
I,
know
guess we were wrong.
And I know we didn't want to do this before the Dolphins played the Jets, but you got to be done with the Jets. I mean, come on.
Geno Smith is no longer
You
being.
have
No,
to be done with
thank
the
you.
Jets.
We're
No,
taking,
thank
we're,
you.
We're unclaiming Geno
Every
Smith.
year, the Dolphins play
He's
2
from
games a
Miami.
season, and those 2 games are the games we play the Jets. The Jets are not done. They're not. I refuse. Someone delete that. Take it out now.
We're done with the Jets, and
not
we're
done.
We're
Tage,
done.
Can you please erase the Jets?
And next week,
'Cause, yeah.
when I'm in the stands watching the Dolphins spank up on San Diego,
Yes,
Way to
John.
go, John.
San Diego will be done.
John, I feel like you need to develop a better way to humble brag instead of
No,
just.
no,
There's
humble
no
brag.
humility in it
No.
whatsoever. His
No.
humble brags are just brags.
Nah.
So we're nailing that in. We're nailing that down. We're done with the Jets, and
Not done.
we are done with Week 8.
And we're done with the
Definitely
NFC
done with
South.
Week 8.
We're
We're
done,
done with
with
Week
the
8.
with the entire division. We just wrote off.
And we just got a little bit smarter about football, but we still know absolutely nothing.
no.
That's it for Week 8, guys. We're 2 weeks away from finally understanding what's going on in this NFL season.
Dolphins.
The last few weeks are actually going to be pretty fun when we have some idea what's going on. But that's it for 10th year seniors. Week 8 will be back for Week 9.
Does anyone know how to use Pinterest?